Alrighty guys, as they keep bringing us another Dragon Ball Legends video. So for this one, we're going to be taking a little bit more of a serious note here. I'm going to be teaching you guys about the charge steps. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so immediately getting into the thick of things, or into the thick of it, is this is how to charge, right? This is basically how to charge. You just hold down the screen, right? Whatever button or whatever finger you're playing with, hold down the screen. You're going to be recovering ki and stuff like that. That's the key. That's pretty much like the absolute bare minimum that you need to know before actually getting into this. And so you can see right here, this is where you fight for priority essentially, right? So you can see I started off with the tackle right here, go into the strike. I never really go for the charge steps off the strike, so you see me go for a side step right here. But this is where the money comes in, right? I go with a blast card. So you want to do this off of a blast card. You click your blast card, you move up to close range, and you have to be in close range. If you do this like at mid-range, if you find yourself in a position where you're at mid-range with this, it's going to drop combo. So you have to get into your opponent's face when you do this charge step. So I go up to his face, I charge step, you're going to see my ki increase, and then I proceed with the another card right here, right? Alright, so right here, I do it yet again. So this is assuming you are going to be getting priority. I start off with the blast card right here. I'm going to go up to him. I'm going to go ahead and charge right there, right? I'm going to go ahead and charge, and then I go into the strike card as well. Beautiful. Alright, so now for the next segment, I'm going to go ahead and show you what a broken charge step looks like. This is this is not a perfect charge step, right? This is going to be like, if there is a timing to it, and you guys are only going to get better at it with time. It's just that I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of an imperfect charge step right here where you're not holding it long enough and it's just barely making a difference, and you might as well just be sidestepping at this point, right? This is not to discourage you in any way, shape, or form. If your charge step looks like this, then this is your sign to go ahead and put it into practice to go ahead and try to correct it. So you can see right here, just boom. That's not a full charge step right there. Look at that. It's just a barely anything. You're barely getting anything out of that. Alright, so earlier I talked about how I usually don't charge step after using a strike card, and now I'm going to show you why. Because the fact that when you charge step after a strike card, it begins to be a little bit wonky, right? It feels a little bit awkward, I'm not going to lie, and a lot of times it can result in a drop combo. That's why I definitely do prefer, this is my own personal play style, I'm sure a lot of others play this way as well, but if you choose not to do this, that's okay too, right? You can play the game however you want, but I personally choose to go ahead and do a side step after my strike cards rather than a charge step after my strike card. So this is what a charge step looks after using the strike card and how it can actually punish you. It looks like a broken charge step. So I go in for the strike right here, and then here's the charge, and then my opponent is able to go ahead and sidestep out of it, because even that right there, even though I only charged for such a small amount, I still dropped the combo, right? I think that's the punishing thing with the strike animation. You don't have a lot of buffer in between as compared to the blast animation. When you use a blast card, you have a lot more leeway in order to go ahead and recover some of that ki, whereas with the strike animation, you definitely do not. So once again, let's go ahead and look at how I basically string my combos together, right? So I start off with the strike card. You'll see me go into a side step, and then into a blast card into the charge step, and we'll recover a little bit of ki right here, right? Now let's talk about how to use these techniques to your advantage as well. This is not, so you could stop watching the video right there if you truly believe that that's all you need to know about charge stepping, but I want to go ahead and show some other techniques that you could use as well. So this is going to be talking about how to use charge step to drop combo, right? So if you hold down the charge just a little bit longer than you usually would, once you get this perfected, once you are super comfortable with just charge stepping regularly, this is what you're going to go ahead and want to incorporate into your gameplay next, right? If you feel like they're going to swap characters, if you feel like you can go ahead and get a free drop combo off, especially against annoying units that we have in the meta right now, such as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who is able to go ahead and perform a cover change on a strike or a blast card, then drop comboing is something that you definitely need to learn, right? It's something that you want to have under your belt. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this as well. So you can see right here, we'll play this slow-mo. I go up to him here. I'm going to hold the charge step for a little bit longer than I normally would, and then I'm going to click the blast card. So you can see right here, the combo counter resets, right? The combo counter resets, first of all, and it doesn't matter if he swapped into another character. Even if he swapped into a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which would have been a better example here, he wouldn't have got his cover rescue off, and I'm going to be able to continue the onslaught. Alright, so now let's go ahead and look at another example of drop comboing with the charge step at regular speed. So we have right here Gogeta. He's going to go ahead and swap, and so I'm going to hold it down a little bit longer, and you can see Piccolo comes in here, and he has no, and the thing about this is that if they do swap out, even if they have a cover rescue or not, they're not going to be able to vanish out of it. That's the beauty of getting this perfectly played off. Alright, so now let's talk about the drawbacks to drop comboing. So this can honestly leave an opening in your defensive and your playstyle overall, right? Because sometimes when you get into the higher ranks, you're going to notice that people are going to anticipate you drop comboing if they do have annoying units on their backline, such as Bojack, such as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They're going to anticipate you going ahead and drop comboing so they can go ahead and get a Vanish for free. So let's go ahead and play this in full speed. So right here, I'm going to have Shallot. Yet again, we're going to go into the blast. I'm going to hold the charge step longer than I'm supposed to, and my opponent's going to vanish, and he's going to get a combo off on me. Alright, now let's go ahead and play that in slow motion right here. So we're going to go ahead and hold the charge step right here. You see this? And then we're going to go ahead and make it last a little bit longer, and then our opponent's going to be able to vanish out of it. This is where it gets tricky too, because sometimes you can vanish out of this if you mess up, but sometimes you cannot. Sometimes they will get the perfect vanish off of you. From my experience, what I notice, it's more than likely they'll get the perfect vanish off of you if you drop combo into a strike rather than a blast, because sometimes you can key cancel when you do go ahead and initiate with the blast card instead of the strike card, right? Because a strike is going to have a faster animation while a blast is going to have a little bit of a slower one. Alright, so in this next example that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you that I am able to go ahead and get out of my opponent's attack even though he anticipated my drop combo. So you see right here, you get the first blast off, and then here comes the drop combo failure, and then we are able to vanish. Let's go ahead and slow that down one more time. Okay, so I go into the blast, and here comes the drop combo. I go into another blast, and then I'm able to go ahead and vanish out of his attack even though he vanished my drop combo. Alright, so in these next two examples, I'm going to show you basically how the drop comboing gone wrong, where your opponent anticipates your drop combo, he's going to vanish, and in some scenarios, he does get that perfect vanish. These are two situations in which I am not able to go ahead and vanish my opponent's attack with a blast card and then with the strike card. So we see right here, I'm going to go up to him. I'm going to assume that we get priority right here with the blast card. We're going to charge step for a long duration. He's going to vanish. He goes immediately, and I'm not able to get out of it with the blast card. And so that's the same to be said with those strike cards. So we're going to go ahead and do it with the strike card now. I'm trying to get out. As you can see right here, we can actually slow-mo it a little bit. You can see my taps on the screen. I'm trying to swipe out, and I'm not able to do so. Right, so this is probably one of the more advanced techniques in the video as well. So instead of actually just going for the drop combo, especially when your opponent is aware of you being able to drop combo and stuff like that, especially in the higher tiers of gameplay, this is where you can go ahead and mix it up a little bit right here. So instead of just going for the standard drop combo, what you're going to want to do is hold the charge step and then catch your opponent in the frame trap. So we're going to go ahead and show an example of this right now in slow motion. So we're going to go through. I use the blast card right here, right? I'm going to go up to him. I'm going to hold this charge step for a long time until he sidesteps, right? Because he anticipates me going for the drop combo, so his initial reaction is going to go ahead and to sidestep, right? And so we're going to go ahead and immediately catch him in that frame trap right there. We're going to continue the combo. This is something that is definitely immensely helpful in PvP. Let's go ahead and watch it at full speed. Besides the blast card, do a long drop combo, wait for the sidestep, and then we're able to go ahead and continue the onslaught. For the next techniques, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to potentially get a perfect vanish with the drop combo from charge stepping. So basically, the gist of it, let me try to explain it as best as I can, is instead of actually going for another card, you're going to hold that charge step down, and then you're going to go into a vanish. And in some cases and scenarios, you are going to be able to get the perfect vanish off, right? So we can see right here, we'll play this in slow motion as well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold down this charge step, and my opponent has a card queued up, and we're immediately going to go ahead and vanish and then go into a card of our own. Let's go ahead and play that at full speed. Blast card, long charge step, sidestep. And there's the perfect vanish right there. Let's go ahead and show another example of that in full speed. So blast card, long charge step, side step into the perfect vanish. You can do a lot of stuff with charge step, boys. Now I'm also going to show you a drawback to this as well. So this actually can result in you giving your opponent a free priority, right? If you do not time this right, or if your opponent waits just even a little bit, he's going to be able to go ahead and get the advantage over you. So we're going to go ahead and show this in slow motion as well. So I'm going to go up to him here, off of the blast card, going for a long charge step, and then I'm going to vanish, and then he has a card queued up, and he's going to be able to get the priority right here, right? Resulting in him getting a combo off on me, and that could be very, very dangerous. Let's go ahead and watch that in full speed. So right here, got the blast, going for a long charge step, and then I go for the side step, and he's able to catch me right there. So you have to time that pretty well, right? Especially because, like I said before, it can backfire on you. Let's go ahead and show another example of that just basically backfiring on you, right? So again, here we go with the blast, the long charge step into the side step, and I'm going to go ahead and get punished. Okay, for this last technique, this is going to be probably like one of the most situational ones. This is probably like one of the most difficult ones that I had to recreate in this video, right? Is basically canceling your side step with a charge step. And so I only think this happens in certain situations. I only think it happens when you get caught in a frame trap and you are able to go ahead and do this. So we're going to go ahead and play this frame by frame. So this Pycon right here, you can see I'm kind of drifting to the side, and I am swiping right now. You see my shallot kind of hovering. And so Pycon's going to go ahead and pop the main ability. At this point, I think I'm already locked into the sidestep animation. So you're going to start seeing me. You can see my thumb right here on this section of the screen, right? And I'm going to go ahead, and this is where I start charging. I start charging, and then I go into a swipe animation. So I hold onto the screen, and then I swipe. And that's basically how you cancel out your sidestep right here. So we can see right here, it's basically going to give you a weird looking animation, right? And let's see, so basically going still by frame, right? Because like I said, this is very situational. It's very hard to, I think it's, honestly, I don't know how difficult it is to do, especially when you're in this perfect situation like this, but it can be a little bit riveting, right? So we're going to go ahead and keep going frame by frame. All right, and so you can see right here, I'm sidestepping. You can see this right here. You can see like the swooshes around my shallot, right? And then instead of fully sidestepping, we charge and then we sidestep. So honestly, I don't even know if I did it right here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but that's basically just a gist of what it's supposed to look like, right? So that's going to go ahead and basically wrap it up for today's video. I hope this did help. If you guys have any more like tutorials that you guys want me to do, maybe in the future I might get a hand cam and might do updated versions of these as well. And let me know if I missed any text with the charge step that you guys think I should have included in here, and maybe help others out in the comments down below. That being said, if you guys enjoy the content, definitely let me know by leaving a like, comment, or maybe even consider hitting that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!